We've got another box of nickels, and I only have one more box this time again, but I figured since it is box 25, we could end episode number 18 with 25 boxes hunted. Will I find one of the nickels I need for this nickel album in this box? Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and yes, I know it's getting more difficult to fill this nickel album, especially for doing one box hunts, but I'm kind of a stickler on numbers, and I like ending an episode after 25 boxes hunted. Now, I've mentioned in previous episodes that I believe my very first nickel album that I did fill up took about 100 boxes because of that stingy 43D war nickel. That being said, we didn't really have any finds in box 24, so I'm praying that box 25 will fill a spot in this album. Now, if you've missed the first 17 episodes, I do recommend that you check out the playlist down below or the one I have linked up here before watching this episode. If you've already been caught up and you're just waiting for me to get this box hunt started, you'll recall that we are sitting on 130 of the 138 nickels needed for this nickel album in order to complete it. I desperately need to find this 55p. With 25 boxes hunted, you would think the law of averages would say that I'd find one by now, but then again, it is a semi-key date with only 8.2 million minted, so it's kind of tough. We'd always like to find some silver. I still need 4 silver nickels and the final 3 key dates to complete the album. Not saying we're going to find it in this box, but I really want to get at least one good find, and at worst case, if I don't get anything for the album, maybe some upgrades, maybe a buffalo nickel, maybe a silver war nickel, and fingers crossed, possibly even a V nickel. Now that we've set the stage for those that enjoy this series, let's get this hunt started. I already popped the top. I did check to make sure it was circulated nickels. It is, so it's ready to be hunted. 50 rolls, 8 spots. What will happen next? We're off to a pretty decent start. We just cracked into roll number 1, and the first coin that I found, didn't film it, was a 2009 Philadelphia. We don't get a lot of those low mintage Philadelphia coins around here, but I bring in because our first 50s nickel is a 1958 Denver. On the board, roll 1, 2 finds. Roll number 6, and I think we're gonna have silver. Saw silver looking edge, flattened them out. It's still looking silvery to me. Let's take a peek. Gotta be. 1943. For 43, we just need the Denver. But it's another Philly. Either way, we will inspect it for the 3/2, which it's not, and the doubled I, which I do not see. Either way, silver found is always a good thing. Roll number 6, we've got some silver in the box. Not one we needed, but one for the jar. Same roll, and probably right where that silver was, or near it at least. We've got a 1941 Philly. A little bit dinged up around the edges, but a 40s nickel nonetheless. Roll 7, another 40s nickel. 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 11, it's not the nicest find, but it's another 1957 Denver. Roll 12, a 1941 minted in Philadelphia. Roll 13, another 40s nickel, 1947 S. If it wasn't for that gunk on the back, it's in pretty decent shape. May or may not upgrade, but it's got some good wear. Either way, nice to see a 47 nickel in the box. Roll number 20 is going to provide an oldie. 1939. I've looked at many nickels in my days, and typically when the key dates are found, they're in great shape. This is not in great shape. It's probably going to be a P, but if it is a S, it fills a spot, and if it's a D, it's still a key date. Let's take a look. And it is a Philadelphia. We'll check it for the DDR though, because that would be cool to find one of those. And I don't see the doubling that we would see on 5 cents in Monticello. And just to make sure, it is a Philly. Always nice seeing a 30s nickel in the box. Some silver, an 09p. Off to a good start. Roll 22. We've got a 1955 here. Will it be the Philadelphia? And it's not. 55D. The hunt continues. Roll 23. Another 1957. 57. Denver. Roll 27. We've got another nice 1957 nickel. We found quite a few during this series. And this is a 57D in pretty decent shape. We'll add it to the board. Look for more. And pray for finds. Roll 29. We've got a 54. 54. Philly. Why can't you be a 55? Philly. Roll 31. Another 50s nickel. Thought it was a 55 at first. It's a 53. 53D. Roll number 32. Another 40s find. A 1947. Denver. Roll number 40. Another 40s nickel. And this one is a 1948. Denver. We're on roll number 43, and I saw another silver edge, dumped it out, and it's still looking pretty silvery to me. 1945. We only need the 45S. And we have a nickel fill for the album. 45S, war nickel found. We did not have that one right there. 58.9 million minted. Second war nickel of the box. We're finding silver, filling slots. Let's go. Same roll, and we've got a 1949 Philadelphia. Roll number 47, and we have our first 1959 found. 1959 Denver. And I do see the head of one that looks old as well. And it is 1954 Denver. Same roll. We've got a beauty of a 1958. Hopefully it's a Philly. And it's not. 58 Denver. Well, we finished that nickel box, and although it might have been a little bit light on the finds, it was still fun to hunt, and we got 2 silvers out of there, including a 45S, which we needed for the book. As far as total finds, we had 21 total finds, 10 in the 50s, 7 in the 40s, 1 in the 30s. We had 2 war nickels and an 09. We also had a chewed up coin that I have no idea what the date is, and a lucky red coin. I also pulled aside 5 decent nickels that may upgrade the album. We'll take a look. And at the end of the day, we know we have 1 spot being filled. Let me go ahead and check for upgrades and additions, and then I'll bring you back for a look at the album. All right, we've got 4 upgrades and an addition. I am going to switch out this 79D. It is slightly better. You can see some stuff on the other one. So it is an upgrade, 1979D. The second upgrade, although they're both stunners, is the 64D we just found. It does eke it out. Better luster. We also are going to upgrade the 58D. They're pretty much a toss-up, but I do like the reverse of the 58D that we found better than the other one, so I'll upgrade it. And then the 54P, man, it's pretty much a toss-up as well, but there's slightly bit more hair detail on the one we found today, so I'll change that one out. And then the item we're adding, the 45S War Nickel. Can't get mad at that. Let me plug them in and give you a final look and some final thoughts. All right, we've got them all plugged in, and it's getting more difficult to even upgrade nickels in the album because there's such nice ones in here. And that 64D, wow. And again, they are looking fantastic overall. At the end of the day, we now have 131 of the 138 nickels filled. We added another silver war nickel, so only 3 war nickels left 3 key dates, and that 55p that just eludes me over and over again. 25 boxes hunted, 131 spots filled, and we added a couple of more nickels to the 2020 silver jar. Hopefully you're enjoying this nickel hunt and album fill series where we've now hunted 25 boxes through 18 episodes. If you are, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching. Two more nickels made of 35% silver into the 2020 silver jar.